Hello and welcome to IABM TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by Pieter-Jan Speelmans, CTO at THEO Technologies. Pieter-Jan, welcome to IABM TV.
Pleasure to be here.
Can you start by telling us about THEO Technologies?
Yeah, so the company was actually founded about 6 years ago, and one of our main products that we develop is THEO PLayer, which is a complete player product. So what we actually do is we make sure that your content plays everywhere, anytime, any type of device.
Okay, and so what else can you tell us about THEO PLayer? Because that's what most people know you as, isn't it?
Yeah, most people do indeed know us for the THEO PLayer product. It started originally as just a pure HTML5 based video player, but over the last years we actually expanded it towards mobile platforms, but also smart TVs, set-top boxes, connected devices. Actually, what we provide there is the same feature set, the same user experience, but across all the devices.
Right. So as technology's progressed, presumably the product itself has progressed, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. And not just feature-wise, I think like the download and go kind of features that everybody knows now from Netflix. Of course, 6 years ago we didn't have that either, but of course over the last few years we added it in. But also very interesting is the different types of partners that we see. The entire ecosystem is shifting quite dramatically, and what we see is that, well, our approach is actually to pre-integrate with those partners. So that's also a continuous effort, of course, making sure that for our customers it's easier to use the player in whatever environment they have set up.
So what sort of companies or people are your customers?
It's actually a pretty wide range. We have customers in almost every vertical.
Right.
We have a lot of like telco and cable operators. In Europe, think about Swisscom, think about Telenet in Belgium, or even KPN here in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
But also, if you look at other segments, think of broadcasters, for example, CNN, a major customer of ours in the US, but also local broadcasters, think VRT, a lot of others, NBC as well in the US. But also things like the new media kind of platforms. We have IABM TV in India, which is a Netflix kind of service.
Right.
But similar, we have a lot of, let's say, enterprise level customers. NASDAQ, for example, is using our player to distribute their video content. A lot of banks, financial institutions, even institutions like European Parliament and European Commission.
So it must be important for the product to be fully scalable, because you may have a big broadcaster or a small or someone coming into the industry.
Yes, scale is very important for us. And well, the nicest thing about how we've built our product is that we're actually completely independent of the amount of usage which is being generated.
Which customers must appreciate.
Yes, customers definitely appreciate, and of course, as one of the biggest advantages, there's no dependency on any of our servers.
Right.
So even if they have a massive spike in audience, there's no risk for them to ever go down or to ever have an issue which is player related.
So let's talk low latency. How does THEO PLayer fit into this?
Well, low latency has been, of course, a very big topic over the past few months and even before that, but the World Cup definitely gave an extra spike in that. What we've been working on reducing latency for, the past year and a half, more or less. And things like chunked CMAF, LHLS, all those kind of tweaks, we've already been integrating with those for a very long time. Keeping the same kind of approach, highly scalable, making sure that there's no significant dependencies on our side. And of course, because we have such a massive audience in different customers and different partners, making sure that it's integrated with every one of them to make sure that whatever the platform, whatever the backend that you have, that you always have low latency and the best possible experience.
Okay, well, Pieter-Jan, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You can find out more about all of these services at theoplayer.com.